Good morning, dear students. Hopefully, you all are safe and healthy. This is your English lesson. Today's lesson is very interesting, and I know you all are waiting for it. So, today we are going to read your favorite ORT reader. Its name is Submarine Adventure, as you can see from the slide. So, let's start the lesson with the learning objectives. You all are going to read the learning objectives with me loudly. Can I make predictions about the story? Can I describe the setting of the story? Can I read confidently and listen attentively? First, let me tell you what is a submarine. You must have seen submarine in cartoons or movies. So what is a submarine? A submarine or sub is a vessel that goes underwater. In simple words, you can say that it is a diving machine. Let me share my childhood memories with you. I love to travel by different kinds of conveyance. I have traveled by all types of conveyance like airplane, train, boat, bus, auto rickshaw, cycle, and even Tonga. You know what a Tonga is? Tonga is a horse-drawn, two-wheeled vehicle. So when I was small, when someone used to ask me about my favorite conveyance, I used to tell them that I want to sit in a submarine, as I have never traveled by it. So it is my favorite conveyance. What about you? Which is your favorite conveyance? And tell me the reason for liking this specific conveyance. Okay, let me tell you why I love to travel by a submarine. When you are sitting in a submarine, you can have a look at the wonderful marine life. You can look out of the window and there you are, mesmerized by different kinds of fish. Seahorse, starfish, octopus, and amazing sea plants. It would totally be a different experience. Now, I'm waiting for your answer. Quickly tell me about your favorite conveyance and the reason for liking it. I'm waiting for your answer, dear students. Get ready for an intro starter activity. Are you ready, all of you? Okay, let's start. For the intro starter activity, you are going to bring your readers. So quickly bring your readers. Put it in front of you on the table and let's have a look at the title cover as you are going to make predictions about the story. Look at the title cover and tell me, where are the characters? Yes, you are right. They are under the sea in a submarine. Are they enjoying this adventure? First, look at their expressions. Are they afraid of the shark? Or are they amazed by the sea creatures? What do you think? I think they are not afraid by the shark because they know that it can do no harm to them as they are sitting inside the submarine. They are fascinated by amazing nature. What do you think? Tell me. Okay, now let's start reading. You all are going to read with me. Open up page number 1. Wilf and Wilma had come to play at Biff and Chip's house. It was Wilf's birthday. So Wilf and Wilma had come to Biff's and Chip's house. Whose birthday was it? Yes, it was Wilf's birthday. As you can see in the picture, Biff has made a beautiful card for Wilf. And she is giving the card to Wilf, and Wilf is so happy. Happy birthday, Wilf, said Biff and Chip. So Biff and Chip both wished a very happy birthday to Wilf. They gave him a big card. So the card was from both of them, and it was a big card. Now come to page number 2. Wilf had a large box. So you can see in the illustration that Wilf is holding a large box. Large means big box. This is my birthday present, he said. So present means gift. So he said that this is my birthday present. Now, he wants to show this to everyone. Everyone looked inside the box. What is it? Asked Chip. So everyone started looking inside the box and Chip asked him, what is it? It looks like a submarine, said Biff. And Biff guessed that it looks like a submarine. So dear students, you are going to look at the illustrations carefully because I can ask you any question by showing you any illustration. So that's why you are going to have a look at the illustrations carefully. Now come to the next page. It's a kind of submarine, said Wilf. It explores the seabed. So Wilf said that yes, it's a kind of submarine and a submarine can explore the seabed. Do you know what is the meaning of explores? Okay, let me tell you. Explore means to travel to a place in order to find something about it. So it can explore the seabed. Submarine can explore or travel to the seabed. Seabed is the bottom of the sea. That's right, said Wilma. And Wilma said, yes, he is right. It goes to the bottom of the sea. What a brilliant present, said Biff. So Biff liked the present a lot and she said, what a brilliant present. Now you can notice the usage of inverted commas. So what a brilliant present is enclosed in inverted commas as it is the spoken words, and we know that whenever there are spoken words we enclose the words in the inverted commas. And you can see an exclamation mark also because yes, she is showing the strong feeling to like that present. That's why there is an exclamation mark. Here brilliant means bright. You know what is the other meaning for brilliant? Brilliant also means talented or clever. But here it means bright and it is a adjective. Yes, you are right. Now come to page number 4. The submarine looked like a car. It had big windows and it had headlights. So why it looked like a car? Because just like a car, it had big windows and also headlights. Wilf put the headlights on. So Wilf was putting the headlights on to show it to Chip. It's brilliant, said Chip. So Chip said it's brilliant. So after putting the headlights on, it has become more bright. Chip liked the gift too. Do you like the gift or not? I liked it so much. It's my favorite submarine. Now, my dear students, you are going to split the compound words birthday and headlights into their component parts. Remember compound words we have done in the class? Yes, compound words are the words when two different words are combined together to create a new meaning. So that are compound words. So you are going to split compound words birthday and headlights. It's very simple. Do it quickly. I'm waiting for your answer. Now have a look at the slide. Birthday. And when I split this compound word, birth will be written separately and day is also separate. There are two words now, birth and day, and totally their meaning is different. As birthday, when they are combined together, has a different meaning. Now come to the other one, headlights. When you have split it up, it becomes head, which has totally another meaning. It's a body part, and lights. It has got a separate meaning. But when you combine these two words, it becomes headlights, a totally different meaning. Very good. Now come to page number 5. Biff looked at the magic key. Suddenly it began to glow. Suddenly means at once. So when Biff looked at the magic key, it started glowing. Now look at the illustration. The children are becoming smaller. We all know this, that whenever the magic starts, they become smaller and smaller and they have to enter the magic house. It was time for a new adventure. So adventure is an exciting trip. So it was time for a new adventure. I wonder where the key will take us, said Wilf. So Wilf was just wondering that where the key is going to take them this time. Let's see. Come to page number 6. The magic took the children to the sea, where there were lots of boats. So you can see in the illustration that this time they have come for the adventure to the sea and they can see lots of boats there. You know what else they saw there? Chip pointed to a yellow submarine. Look at that one, he said. It looks just like Wilf's submarine. Now, he said that it looked just like Wilf's submarine. Remember, Wilf has got a gift and he pointed to that submarine. Let's see what happened next. The children went to look at the submarine. I wish we could look inside, said Chip. So they went near the submarine and Chip wanted to go inside it. Just then a hatch began to open and a man looked out. What happened? A hatch began to open. A hatch is a door in a ship or a submarine, and it opened and a man came out. Come to page number 8 now. The man peered at them. What is peered? Peered means to look with difficulty or concentration. So you can see that an old man came out of the hatch, looked out of it, and you can see the old man in the illustration and he is wearing spectacles. So that's why he looked at them with difficulty. Hello, he said. I'm Professor Tangle. So what was his name? His name was Professor Tangle. How do you do? Said Wilf. So Wilf said, how do you do means how are you? My new crew, said Professor Tangle. And Professor Tangle thought that they are asking that, or telling, you can say, we are your new crew. Who is crew? Crew is a group of people who work on a ship or in a submarine. So he thought that they are his new crew. You look a bit young. And he was just thinking that they look so young. So Professor Tangle asked the children, you look so young and you are my new crew. Actually, you can see that Professor Tangle is an old man and he was unable to hear properly. So he misheard this and they asked him, how do you do? And he thought that they are asking him, we are your new crew. Let's go to page number 9. We are not your new crew, shouted Wilf. So Wilf said, we are not your new crew. How do you do? We are asking you, how are you or how do you do? Professor Tangle didn't hear properly. He got things muddled up. Muddled up means mixed up. Because he is an old man, that's why he isn't able to hear properly. You know what to do, he said. That's good, get on board. So he invited them to get on board, went on the professor, and tell me your names. I'm Biff, said Biff, and this is Wilma. This is Wilf, and this is Chip. So the children introduced themselves to Professor Tangle and tell him their names turn by turn. Now tell me, dear students, why does the professor ask the children to go on board? Yes, Professor Tangle asked the children to go on board because he thought that the children were his new crew, the people who work on the ship or in the submarine. Why does the professor think that the children came in a plane? Yes, because Professor Tangle has never seen the children before. So he thought that the children have come from a very far away place. That's why they have come in a plane. No, it's not a ship, said the professor. It's a diving machine. We know that, said Wilf. So again Professor Tangle misheard them and he said them, no, for your kind information, it's not a ship. It's a diving machine, or you can say a submarine. Wilf said, yes, we already know this thing. We have never been in one, said Wilma, and we are not your new crew. So Wilma informed Professor Tangle that we are not your new crew and we want to visit your submarine because we have never been in one before. You flew? So you can see, students, again Professor Tangle has misheard them, and he said the children told them that we are not your new crew, and he said you flew? Okay, you can fly. So can you see that crew and flew, it rhymes with each other? Said Professor Tangle, I didn't see an aeroplane, now shall we go? So he was thinking that they have come by an aeroplane and he said, no, I haven't seen an aeroplane. So how can you fly? Now shall we go? Now he said, shall we go to the boat now? Everyone smiled and they all climbed into the submarine. So they started smiling and they climbed into the submarine finally. Okay, students, you are going to pay attention on the sequencing of the events also. Maybe I'll give you a question on sequencing, that which event is the first one in the story and which is the second one, and so on. So you have to pay attention on this thing as well. Students, can you think of another phrase with a rhyming word that the professor could have thought he heard? For example, on page 12, you ate some stew instead of you flew. So what other phrases you can tell me which the professor could have thought he heard? Can you give me any examples? Yes. You can say you ate barbecue instead of you flew, or do you want to argue instead of you flew? Or you can also ask, are you new? Instead of you flew. So, barbecue, argue, and new, they rhyme with flew. You are very good at rhyming words. Now, come to page number 13. Professor Tangle shut the hatch. Shut means closed. So Professor Tangle shut the door in the submarine. There's not much room, said Wilma. Here room means space. This is not that room, which you can say bedroom. Here room means space. So Wilma said, it's a very small submarine and there's not much space. No, said Biff. I hope it doesn't leak. So Biff was afraid that if it would leak, what will happen then? Of course you can speak, said the professor. Again Professor Tangle misheard Biff, she said, I hope it doesn't leak, and Professor Tangle misheard her saying, of course you can speak. And you can see that leak and speak are rhyming words here. Isn't it funny? Okay, come to page number 14. Professor Tangle started the engines. It's time to dive, he said. The submarine went under the water. Clop, 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 it went. Everyone looked out of the window. Now everyone started looking out of the window. You can see in the illustration. It's going deep down. And you can see that in the illustration there is a chest, a treasure chest. Maybe some passerby ship has lost it. It was drowned in the sea, and remember, people used to have treasure in this type of treasure chest in the old times. There is an anchor, you can say, and you can say fish, so many seaweeds, and you can also see a bone there. Oh my God. Now come to page number 15. They could see fish everywhere. It's wonderful, said Chip. It's amazing to be under the sea. You can't see, said Professor Tangle. Look out of the window then. So they were appreciating the marine life under the sea, and the children were enjoying the adventure, and they were saying it's wonderful, it's amazing to be under the sea. And Professor Tangle misheard them, and he said that you can't see. You can look out of the window, then you'll be able to see clearly. Isn't it so funny? Okay, now come to page number 16. Come on, crew, said Professor Tangle. Time to do some work. Now, Professor Tangle wants all of them to do some work. Push that button, Biff. Press that handle, Wilf. Pull that lever, Chip. So he is assigning them different work. Can you see that button, handle, and lever? They all are related words to the submarine. Yes, you can find these things in the submarine. We are not the crew, yelled Biff. Yell means shouted. Things might go wrong. So Biff said, we are not your crew. Sing a song, said Professor Tangle. There's no time for that. There's far too much to do. So Professor Tangle thought that they wanted to sing a song, and he said, no, it's not time for not the proper time for singing a song. There are other important things to do. Now come to page number 18. The submarine began to dive. It went deeper and deeper. Clop, 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 it went. Where are we heading? Heading means going. Shouted Chip. Will we dive deep? So now Chip is asking, where we are going, shall we dive deep? We can go more deeper than this or not? Okay, my dear students, can you describe how it might feel to go down into the sea in a submarine? What do you think? Yes, it would feel wonderful or amazing. Would it be dark or light in the deep sea? What do you think? Is it dark or light in the deep sea? Yes, you are right. It must be dark because sunlight is unable to enter deep down the sea. Would it be cold or warm? What do you think? Tell me quickly. Would it be cold or warm there? Read page number 19, all of you. No, you can't go to sleep, said Professor Tangle. You are the crew. You have to stay awake. We are going to dive deep. This thing scares me, said Wilma. So Professor Tangle warned them that you are not going to sleep as you have come here to work because you are my new crew. We are going to dive deep now. And Wilma said, oh, this thing scares me a lot that we are going to go more deeper than this. The submarine went deeper and deeper. Clop, clop, clop it went. Everyone looked out of the window. I can see a shark, said Wilma. It is getting dark, said the professor. So Professor thought that Wilma is saying it is getting dark. Wilma said this? No, Professor misheard her. Wilma said, I can see a shark. Now Wilma is looking at a shark.
When it got dark, Professor Tangle told the children to put the lights on. But the lights were not working. Oh, help! Oh no, Professor. What they are going to do now?
Now, quickly find adjectives from page number 21 and 22. I know my students are very good at it. You can find adjectives. I'm waiting for your answer. Very good. You are right. So the adjectives are excited, dark, and huge. No, I don't need clean socks, said the professor. Now, where's that fuse? He began to look for his toolbox. Now, in the toolbox, they were having lots of helping tools which can help them in the submarine in case of any emergency. So, now, where's that fuse? So the Professor Tangle started looking for the fuse in the toolbox. Look out, yelled Chip, we are going to crash. So Chip was afraid because he thought that they are going to crash. Professor Tangle pushed a button and he pulled a lever. The submarine didn't crash, it just missed the rocks. Phew, that was close, said Wilma. So they were very close to a rock, but they were very lucky that they didn't crash in the rock and they missed the rock. There was a cave ahead of them. The submarine was heading for it. Slow down, Professor, called Wilf. We are heading for a cave in the rocks. Now they are going to go in the cave. Yes, it was in the box, said the professor. He held up the fuse. So Professor Tangle was successful in finding the fuse as it was getting very, very dark. So he found the fuse. And he held up the fuse and showed it to everyone. Professor, slow down, yelled Wilf, we are going into a cave. So Wilf warned Professor that please slow down the submarine as we are going to enter the cave. Now let's see what happens in the cave. Well, why didn't you say so? Asked Professor Tangle. We did better slow down. So Professor Tangle complained that why didn't the children tell him this thing before? He pulled a lever and the submarine slowed down just in time. So he pulled the lever and the submarine slowed down. The submarine went into the cave. Professor Tangle put the new fuse in. All the lights came on. The cave shone and sparkled. Shone and sparkled means it started shining or twinkling. There were diamonds all over the walls, as there were diamonds all over the walls. So the cave started shining. Wow! Students, you can see that the cave is full of diamonds. Do you want to visit the cave? Okay, now you will pay attention to the reason of anything, any event. Like I can ask you, why did the cave shone and sparkled? So you can tell me the reason for it. The cave shone and sparkled because there were diamonds all over the walls. I can give you a question like this. So be attentive. Diamonds. I'm rich, said the professor. So Professor Tangle was so excited to look at the diamonds. And he said, I'll be a rich man now. But you can't get at them, said Biff. Biff said, you can't get them. Oh, bother, said Professor Tangle. Suddenly the walls of the cave began to shake. Shake means move. What happened? The walls of the cave started shaking. Rocks and stones fell all around them, and rocks started falling all around them. You can see in the illustration. We must get out, said the professor, full speed ahead. Oh no, we aren't going to make it, said Wilma. And Wilma was so frightened. And Professor Tangle said, we have to speed up the submarine so as to get out of this dangerous cave. Let's see what happened next. The submarine got out just in time. So they were very lucky as the submarine got out of the cave just in time. Phew, that was close, said Biff. We are sorry you couldn't get the diamonds, Professor, said Chip. Just then the key began to glow. So they were sorry that the professor wasn't able to get the diamonds. They were sorry for it. And just then the key started glowing. The magic took them back to Biff's room. That was a good adventure, said Chip. We must go home for tea, said Wilma. What's that? Joked Wilf. You want to go back to sea? Now you can see they are back and Wilf is joking. What's that? You want to go back to sea? Whereas Wilma said we must go home for tea. So Wilf is acting like Professor Tangle and he started mishearing the things. So did you enjoy the story? I enjoyed it a lot. It's time for the plenary or chapter wrap-up. Punctuate the given sentence. We must go home for tea, said Wilma. Now you are going to punctuate this sentence correctly. Do it quickly. Look at your answer, dear students. We must go home for tea. So, W should be capital as it is the start of a sentence. And you will enclose this sentence in inverted commas as they are said by Wilma. So there is a comma also after T and Wilma. W should be capital because, yes, you are right, it is a proper noun and we always write proper noun using capital letter. And a full stop is a must at the end. Very good. So this is all for today. Goodbye everyone. Have a productive day.